Hey guys, Ren here. Welcome back. Thank you for the support on the last video. It was amazing. I got so many so many good comments. But now after that important disclaimer out of the way, we can get to what I make. So the thing it's so let's begin. So my first and biggest project is My Hero Academia OC. Name Random Mamiya. My Persona fans will get that reference. Quirk, Connect Redirection, which people thought which allows him to redirect kinetic energy from his legs to the rest of his body, but too much will cause him to spasm. And his quirk originally was meant to be Kinetic Burst, until he realized he could use kinetic redirection. Then he changed it. But everyone still figured it was a failure of a quirk because his body wasn't designed for it. And then, so the mindset throughout the first couple of seasons is I just want to prove my quirk is usable, and it works. So first, we start at the entrance exam, and he has these braces which are a recurring theme throughout his character. And those braces are just absorbed it. Kinetic energy 7, never spasms, but those were always corporate. They're really corporate and crappy, and they're basically like suppress quirk more than enhance it. So anyway, we're gonna skip the first few arcs because Harry passes the entrance exam. I don't know who he teams up with for the hero versus villain exercise. I don't know. We go to the USJ. The USJ is where things get interesting. He's attacked by a villain. One of his classmates is attacked by a villain. Let's just say, for argument, it's Sarah or Kirishima or something. Don't you can't fact check me? Because these arcs are just to mainly get to his character arc. So when he tried to blast someone with his quirk, it fails because it's too weak to really do anything to them, and it doesn't save the classmate. So the quote, I do have a line for this. You're the kid that quirk with the quirk that makes you spasm. I'm gonna make you wish you had one of those. He gets beat up, like, really bad. And then, maybe he gets saved by someone, who knows, but like I said, I'm kind of speedrunning this a bit. So, anyway, season 2 is where things get interesting. So, in season 2, he gets new braces because his own ones are destroyed. And he needs better gear if he wants to be a hero and to prove his quirkitude. And that's where he meets. And if you know My Hero Academia, support gear isn't. May is not far behind from support gear. So that's when he meets May. Yes, they do get together eventually, and if you want a ship name, it's Resume. Well, anyway, regardless of shipping stuff, they do meet. She works on his braces, and he's like, I wish I had the 4 scenes in front of me so I could reenact them for you, but I don't. So, right now, this is a kind of abridged version. So, anyway, his new braces have these notches on the side which control his kinetic absorption rate for his kinetic energy. So, if he turns it down, the stronger his power is to get. But there is no safety net. You can turn it down 5 levels. So, as Ren fights through the sports festival, well, I think he would try and turn him down. But he would inevitably fail. Either because his blast, either because he would fail to turn down the notches to the appropriate level for that fight, or he would just not turn down the notches at all. So he's basically just kind of, it's like, so in his work study, he's gonna work with Power Loader, which is not in canon, but that's why he makes the promise to Power Loader, because he doesn't want kids to go through the same thing he did, where he has to deal with crappy support tech, where no one will listen to what you actually wanted. And like, yeah, his braces are not perfect. They could look like they belong to any other hero, but they're usable. And he met May. By May, I mean Mayhawk's May full. Well, of course you wouldn't know that. Well, anyway. He makes a promise to Power Loader to make support gear more mainstream in May. And then, season 3, he doesn't really do anything of note. Season 4, though, Well, he does start training with Kirishima. That's going to be important later. Where Kirishima will hit him with all he's got. Because one of his parts of kinetic energy is kinetic absorption. Which does hurt a bit. But so Kirishima will hit him with all he's got. Which gives him a ton of kinetic energy. And builds up his pain tolerance. And then Ren goes on, does it to Kirishima, right back. Like, Kirishima hits Ren, Ren hits Kirishima. And an important detail I forgot to mention, he hasn't thought of a hero name yet. Or really an identity. Hasn't really thought names for his actor or anything. But anyway, season 4. So, season 4. He starts... He gets the provisional license. But the overhaul arc is where things get interesting. It's where he finally fully turns down the braces. In parallel to Kirishima, it's not because of desperation, it's because he trained so hard to that point. Oh, and I forgot to mention who he interns with. That Golden with Kirishima and Tamaki. And Armajiki. He interns with them. Because Ren, at his core, needs to build up his pain tolerance to use his quirk the way he wants to. So, apart from turning down a... So, that's it for season 4. Next is the Culture Festival, the Turning Point. So, Red wants to participate in the Culture Festival special effects team, but no one wants to force him because they know the strain his quirk takes on his body. But he's like, guys, if I don't do this, I may never get the chance again. Think of it like so that's why he did it, because he wants to. He might never get the chance again if he doesn't do this. He might never get the chance again. So, he is at the Culture Festival. What he does is when Aoyama does its human... So, what he does is launch himself into the air with kinetic energy, and then basically just becomes a giant firework in the sky. Using his kinetic energy. Because sometimes the kinetic energy works like lasers, and sometimes it works like realistic kinetic energy. So he just activates. He just uses his... Yeah. But... So he dives in. Everyone hits him with all he's got. He flies up, dives into the crowd. He gets the crowd to hit him with everything he's got. With everything they've got. Ochako lifts up the non-flyers, and everyone's blasting with his quirk, so there's more Kaneka energy build up, and then he just launches into a giant fireworks show, ending with getting hit by Aoyama's naval laser, and he just launches into a giant fireworks show. And that combined with the music of A Hero 2, you guys know what I'm talking about if you watch My Hero Academia. But yeah, the concert's really fun for him, and it has a real impact on him as a character. So the next time we see him, he's gone to May and said, May, the Culture Festival gave me a few new ideas. And May's like, you want to know how long I've been wanting to hear you say that? So he makes the Starburst tech, which is his hero name. Which basically has more sleek and stylish braces and gives his attacks more fancy names. Like, obviously he has Connect Firework, which is basically what he did at the sports festival. Culture festival, I mean. Then he has Connect Flares, which are basically just projectiles. Then he has Connect Dispersal Beam, which is a giant beam that it's just a beam of kinetic energy that gets rid of the kinetic energy from his body. Most of his attacks get rid of the kinetic energy from his body. And then he just gets new brace. And he has new tech. And he uses that new tech throughout the rest of the series. Here's something interesting I thought we could do. So, Red and May had a conversation after the sports festival that basically said May got worried about Ren not needing her braces anymore. So he went, why not use them yourself? Use your babies yourself. So she signed up for a hero course transfer leading into season 5 instead of it just being Shinso, and instead of it being Shinso alone, there's also May there. Honestly, I don't know how the arc would play out because they would have 2 extra people. But let's just say for the sake of it, they're on Momo's team, and unlike in the original timeline, they caused Momo's team to win. So, May's on the hero course for her second year. Shinso's on the hero course for their second year. And they will be joining Class 1A. By the end of the series. And for season 6, he's there. He's there. May's there. For season 7, oh, just gotta mention this. At the end of the sports festival, he saw Deku. He had a conversation with Midoriya. And Midoriya basically said to him, if you hesitate, people die. People die. So that's what lit the fire under him to start training. So when the Vigilante Deku arc comes, he says to Midoriya, remember what he said to me after the sports festival? If I hesitate, people die. And for the scene, he doesn't have his braces on, just because he needs to go all out against Midoriya. And having those having the braces that could break, which only Midoriya could take advantage of, it's too much of a risk. So Midoriya says, like, putting yourself in pain just to stop me, you idiot. You idiot. Remember what you said to me at the sports festival? If I hesitate, people die. And you're the one hesitating. You're the one dying. And right now, you're the one hesitating. You're the one dying. And we're not going to stop till we bring you back. So, then we get to the final arcs of My Hero. And for the power, and for then his arc's pretty much over. Like, in general, his arc's pretty much over. He didn't really do much during the latter half of season 5 with the Endeavor Agency. He wasn't even there. Same for the Paranormal Liberation front arc. He wasn't there. But in season 8, he does get to fight Shigaraki because of he's at the coffin in the sky with May. So he does get to throw hands and gets a few blows in against Shigaraki, which I find cool. But apart from that, at the end of the series, that's it. At the end of the series, and if you're wondering what Quirk Awakening would be, it would basically give him the his body would have adapted to the kinetic energy, and the spasms would have gone away. He could build up kinetic energy and wouldn't need to. You could basically infinitely build up kinetic energy. and you use it without any drawbacks. So the final war, he helps out with the coffin in the sky. He joins everyone else during the fight, during the Korgiri Warp Gate scene. But apart from that, that's it. Ren and May start a hero agency plus support course plus support agency, and they're the most popular one in the country. They help everyone in need. They drop stuff to Ochako Quiet Counseling from time to time. And Ren is around number 7 on the hero rankings. 6 or 7. And that's not a 6-7 joke. But due to his help with support gear, that gains him popularity. I did not expect to get this one video. Actually, I do have. If you could, I did not expect to get stood in one video. I'll be releasing a couple bonus videos now, like how to make an OC, like the skit universe, which is inspired a lot by Matt the Curtain, and also just a few bonus details. I wish I had the full scenes in front of me so I could tell you. I could give you a more in-depth. I could be more in-depth instead of speedrunning. Sorry for the background noise. But I'll do that later once I find a scene. I'll go more in-depth in future videos, so. And if you would like to submit fan art, use hashtag Rensona or Renverse if that is something you do. Post that to YouTube. Use that hashtag, and you'll be able to. I'll be able to see what you've made using my dumb shit. Whether that's reenacting some of my skits, reenacting some of my scenes, or just fan out of what Ren looks like, what his braces look like, what his hero costume looks like. Or resume fan art if you're that kind of fan. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you want me to go more in depth on certain scenes or just Ren's character in general, I will. But that's just Ren's story. That's That's my first project ever. And probably my most expensive project. And I haven't even begun to even tell you the half of the stuff he's done. I'm not even told you his skit personality yet. He is just who his character is in general. And I need to go in depth on certain scenes. But apart from that, I will see you. That will be for next time. And get this video longer than it needs to be. This video was longer than I expected. So, see you next time for more on my stories.